As I said earlier, I'm Chuck Griffith from Central City. My foundation, Merrick Foundation, has worked with many of the Extension educators previously with our leadership class. We'd worked with Dennis and Nancy and several others. When we first started, we got our community survey back rather quickly. We're really pleased with the amount of speed that we could get that back. That was, I believe we had that in April. We did get some good input from that on our community survey on the vision. We had high rankings for infrastructure. There were some concerns with the younger people in town being involved. As far as a culture of change, that was generally positive. One of the things that people expressed was a concern for supporting entrepreneurs in town. Leadership felt that the community response is very positive. One of the things that we continued to find in the survey was getting people involved. There is a perception that a few people in town make all the decisions. That was oftentimes by our younger people. So as we got through the process, we tried to get younger people involved, and I'll get back to that initially. A little bit later, we have had several efforts prior to ECAP working with entrepreneurship, leadership classes. We had participated with REAP and other programs. We had the foundation had an entrepreneurship camp that we worked with. The thing that we decided was a lot of people didn't know what we were doing in town. So one of our first meetings, I believe it was in June of 2013, what we did was we had representatives from the county, city, any of our political subdivisions meet and share their goals. And that was very good. And recently we've talked about we need to come back to that and share the goals. It comes back to communications. One of the things in our survey was most everybody knew there are things going on in town, but they didn't know who was doing what. And if there was one thing in our ECAP process we found out was just we have to improve our communications. We worked on that. We worked on a community calendar. Mylan came out and showed us some possible software. We ended up with a very simple community, a Google Calendar on our city website. It's a continuous struggle to get people to put that on, and that is probably one of our biggest efforts. When we started ECAP, we had a lot of things, a lot of projects that were being talked about in town. People wanted an indoor arena. Our 4-H building was in need of repair. We had the Heartland Veterans Memorial was in the process. We had a hike-bike trail that wasn't quite into Central City yet. We really tried to share some of the good things that was going on in town, tried to involve the newspaper, that sort of thing. A lot of small things have happened in Central City recently. There's been action started. We'll be kicking off a fundraiser for a new movie theater, a new twin movie theater next week. Construction will begin soon, any day, on getting the trail to the Platte River, a hike-bike trail, and that will be fully developed. We're also working on getting a new 4-H building at the fairgrounds and an indoor arena. So we have a lot of things going on, and I think that makes it even more critical that we share a lot of that information and continue working with that information. One of the things we're still struggling to get our young professionals involved, and we realize it is tough with especially young families, lots of kids involved in school, getting people involved. We have about 35 people on our email list. Our attendance is not 35 when we come to meetings because of the conflicts. And so that's something we're looking at. We're trying different methods of social media to get that communication out and get people involved. But we've come a long ways, in my opinion, but we're still working, plugging away. So